You think you've chosen the perfect SUV? Stop right there. Even dealerships can't move these models, and there's a reason why. These 7 SUVs are sitting untouched, gathering dust in lots across the country. Some of them were hyped as game changers, backed by million-dollar campaigns, but today they're market failures. And the first SUV on this list? It's so disappointing it'll make you say, I've made a huge mistake. As we go through them, I challenge you. Comment which one you'd still buy despite the warnings. But beware, when we hit number 3, let's see who still has the guts to say, yes, I'd still take it. This isn't rumor. This comes from 10 years of market analysis, hundreds of conversations with dealers and industry insiders. They all say the same thing. These SUVs don't sell, not even with massive discounts. You've seen them on lots covered in dust, launched after 2023 with big promises. Yet the market has rejected them. Why? A mix of strategic blunders, crazy prices, design misfires, and in some cases, self-sabotage. I'm not here as a fanboy or a hater, just facts, straight from those desperately trying to sell these vehicles. 7 SUVs, from the least problematic to the ultimate disaster. And number 1 will make you rethink every choice you've made so far. FIAT 600. When Fiat unveiled the brand new 600X, it looked like a winning move. Fresh design, urban-friendly dimensions, technology packed inside a compact body. It was marketed as the spiritual successor to the 500X, but with bigger ambitions. The SUV that would dominate city streets while offering that Italian flair. And for a while it worked. The launch numbers were solid. Ads everywhere, influencers showing it off, and even drivers who never cared about Fiat started to pay attention. For a brief moment, it looked like Fiat had cracked the code. Then, the hype died. Dealership yards filled up. Discounts started creeping in. Promotions got more and more aggressive. Unheard of for a car this new. The signal was clear. The market wasn't biting. Why? Because the 600X was thrown into the most overcrowded battlefield of Stellantis itself. Same platform, same engines, same vibe as its siblings. Jeep Avenger, Opel Mokka, Citroën C4, DS3, and even the old 500X still on sale. Too many clones fighting for the same buyer. The average customer walks into a showroom, sees 3 almost identical SUVs, and freezes. When people are confused, they don't buy, they wait. And that's exactly what happened. The 600X isn't a bad car, it's just forgettable. It doesn't give buyers that one clear reason to say yes. The result? Units sitting on lots for months. Sales teams quietly pushing other models with better margins. A brand new car already seen as expendable. Fiat tried to crown a new urban queen. Instead, it sent her into an arena where she's fighting her own family. And in a war like that, nobody wins. Next up, number 6. This one's different. It's not about internal competition, it's about trust. A brand that promised to be the smart choice, but left buyers with doubts. DR 6.0. When the DR 6.0 hit the market, it was supposed to be the model that put the brand on the map. Sleek styling, packed with tech, large enough to feel like a real SUV, and sold at a price that looked too good to pass up. On paper, it seemed like a winner. In reality, these cars are stacking up on dealer lots, waiting for buyers who never show. Picture this. Someone walks into the showroom, spots the DR 6.0 shining under the lights, and thinks, this could be the one. They open the door, step inside, and the magic disappears. The materials feel cheap, the fit and finish don't live up to the hype, and those so-called premium touches fall flat. The customer nods politely, thanks the salesperson, and walks out. No sale. The reasons are clear. First, the build quality. It looks fine at first glance, but the shortcuts become obvious the moment you sit inside. From the dashboard plastics to the smallest switches, it feels like corners were cut everywhere. Buyers today notice, and they don't forgive it. Second, the trust factor. DR positions itself as a serious competitor, but the brand's reputation isn't there yet. Drivers are hesitant to spend over $25,000 on a vehicle from a name they're not sure they can rely on. Concerns about long-term durability, resale value, and a patchy support network keep potential customers away. Dealers know it. They'll tell you quietly, people come to see it, but they don't sign. That's number 6. Now, get ready for number 5. A model from a brand everyone trusts that ended up betraying its own name. Jeep Avenger. When you hear the name Jeep, you expect ruggedness, off-road heritage, and a sense of adventure. The Avenger was supposed to bring that legendary DNA into a smaller, urban-friendly package. Compact, stylish, full of tech. The perfect SUV for city life. At least that's how they sold it. The reality? It's stuck in limbo. For Jeep loyalists, the Avenger feels watered down. It lacks the raw capability and toughness they associate with the brand. No real off-road grit. No soul of a Wrangler or even a Cherokee. For city drivers, on the other hand, it's just another small SUV with an inflated price tag because of the badge. Here's what's happening. Sales are stagnating. Dealerships are offering heavy discounts, demo models, and aggressive promotions just to move inventory. Identity crisis. It's not rugged enough for Jeep fans and not affordable enough to win over buyers shopping for a simple city crossover. Overcrowded competition. In this segment, there are endless options. Hyundai Kona, Renault Captur, VW T-Cross, and more. Many offer the same features without the premium price. Dealers admit it. They have to work extra hard to convince anyone to buy it. People look, they test drive, and then they choose something else. The Jeep Avenger could have carved out a new niche. Instead, it's stuck between worlds, failing to resonate with either of its target audiences. That's number 5. Now, brace yourself for number 4, a model that came with passion and big promises, but proved that emotion alone doesn't sell cars. Alfa Romeo Tonale. The Alfa Romeo Tonale was supposed to be a game changer, a stylish, sporty, compact SUV carrying the soul of a brand known for passion and driving excitement. It arrived with sleek lines, premium ambitions, and the hope that it could stand toe-to-toe with German rivals like the Audi Q3 and BMW X1. But the hype didn't last. At launch, interest was high. Early reviews praised the design, the handling, the character that only Alfa seems to deliver. But when the initial buzz faded, so did the sales momentum. Why? Because the Tonale is stuck in a strange position. Here's the truth. The design feels too familiar. The latest version didn't offer enough visual evolution to turn heads. It looks too much like the previous model to justify the upgrade. Premium pricing without full premium perception. Alfa priced the Tonale like a luxury SUV, but the market still sees it as somewhere between mainstream and premium. When shoppers compare it to German brands, they hesitate. Weak value retention. For business fleets and leasing companies, resale value matters. And here, the Tonale struggles to compete with rivals that hold their worth better. Dealers feel the pressure. Many say orders get canceled before delivery. Even fans of the brand hesitate, waiting for bigger discounts or opting for used luxury models from brands with stronger prestige. The Tonale is a well-built SUV with character, but in today's brutally competitive market, character isn't enough. Buyers are making cold, calculated decisions, and the Tonale isn't winning enough of them. That was the 4th spot. Coming up next, number 3, a vehicle that confuses everyone who looks at it. When a car doesn't know what it wants to be, the market decides quickly. It doesn't want it at all. OPEL Frontera. The OPEL Frontera resurrected a name from the past, one that once stood for rugged off-road adventure. The new model, however, tells a very different story. OPEL tried to create a bold crossover with boxy lines, a tough-looking front end, and the vibe of a mini Defender. On paper, it sounded like a winner. Compact size, modern tech, and a name with heritage. But here's the problem. Who is this SUV really for? Urban drivers, the biggest buyers of crossovers, want comfort, sleek technology, and practicality. The Frontera's blocky design and pseudo-off-road attitude don't speak to them. Off-road enthusiasts look at it and see a front-wheel drive crossover without real capability. And they walk away. And the price? It's too high to compete with budget-friendly models and not special enough to challenge the established premium brands. Dealers are already struggling to move them. Test drives are scarce. Stock sits still for months, with discount campaigns popping up far too early in the product's life. Opel aimed for a vehicle that would stand out, but instead, it's lost in a crowd of better-defined competitors like the Toyota Yaris Cross, Kia Stonic, or Renault Captur. In the showroom, it looks like it's ready to conquer trails. But in the buyer's mind, it's just another undefined SUV. And that's the worst thing that can happen to a new model. The Frontera failed to connect with its audience. And now we step up to second place. A vehicle that isn't just misunderstood, it launched at the worst possible time. Wait until you hear about this one. Volvo EX90. The Volvo EX90 should have been the ultimate flagship. It's safe, sleek, fully electric, and packed with Scandinavian tech and luxury. On paper, it's everything a modern SUV should be. Advanced driver assistance, premium materials, and a design that whispers sophistication. But here's the truth. Almost nobody is buying it. Why? Two words: price and timing. The EX90 starts at well over $70,000, and in higher trims it pushes past $85,000. Normally that's premium territory, but right now the market for expensive EVs is shaky. Buyers are cautious. They're stuck between wanting electric and fearing rapid depreciation, software bugs, and uncertain charging infrastructure. Potential customers who can spend that much money, they're looking at Tesla Model X, BMW iX, or even used Range Rover hybrids with steep discounts. And when they compare, the EX90 suddenly looks like a huge financial risk. Dealers are trying everything: demo cars at massive discounts, aggressive lease offers, trade-in bonuses. But the numbers don't lie. Sales remain weak. In some markets, inventory is piling up faster than expected. And then there's the resale value problem. Fleets and leasing companies are steering clear, worried that these expensive EVs will plummet in value after a few years. That fear spreads to private buyers too. Here's the sad part. The X90 is a fantastic vehicle. It's refined, safe, and built to last. But it's a diamond in the desert. Perfect, yet stranded in the wrong place at the wrong time. Volvo created a masterpiece. The market simply isn't ready to pay for it. And now we reach first place. The SUV that was supposed to elevate its brand to a whole new level, but instead became a textbook example of how to sink a product launch. Brace yourself for the Mazda CX-60. Mazda CX-60. The Mazda CX-60 was supposed to be the brand's big statement, a bold move into premium territory. A sleek, powerful SUV designed to compete with the German heavyweights, BMW X3, Audi Q5, Mercedes GLC. And on paper, it had everything. A 6-cylinder diesel mild hybrid, a plug-in hybrid with over 300 horsepower, rear-wheel drive architecture, and an elegant interior that looked like it came straight from a luxury magazine. Mazda poured its soul into this car. It wasn't just another SUV, it was meant to redefine how people see the brand, but the market didn't care. The CX-60 is big. At almost 4.8 meters long and nearly 1.9 meters wide, it's not exactly easy to park or maneuver. It's a serious SUV, and today's buyers? They don't want serious. They want convenience, compactness, and compromise. Then comes the price. Over $55,000, climbing towards $60,000 with options. For a Mazda, that's a tough sell. Not because it isn't worth it, but because when people spend that kind of money, they also want a badge that screams status. BMW has it. Audi has it. Mercedes has it. Mazda? Not yet. Here's what happens at dealerships. People walk in, see it, love it. They sit inside, admire the craftsmanship, nod at the specs. And then they say, it's amazing, but it's still a Mazda. And they walk out. Sales are weak. Inventory is building. Dealers are forced to slash prices by thousands just to move them. In some cases, discounts hit $10,000 or more. Not because the car is bad, far from it, but because it doesn't fit the market it was built for. The CX-60 is powerful, refined, and could easily last 15 years in the right hands. But it was launched at the wrong time, at the wrong price, in a market that wasn't ready. It's a brilliant SUV, stuck in the wrong story. And there you have it. 7 SUVs that should have dominated the roads but ended up collecting dust on dealer lots. From internal competition to brand identity crises, from overpriced EVs to misunderstood hybrids, these models are proof that even good cars can fail when the strategy is wrong. Now it's your turn. Which of these SUVs would you still buy despite everything? And which one would you avoid like the plague? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if this opened your eyes before signing a deal, hit that like button and subscribe. Because next time, I'll reveal the SUVs on the market right now that are set to lose value faster than you can imagine. Click the video on screen and I'll see you there.